am the first presenter for this group. So, question 1. What strategies should Ahmad consider expanding Ahmad's sustainably? If Ahmad wants to make sure his business more sustainable, he should consider 3 things to make it successful. First, he should strengthen internal control before the expansion. This is because to prevent the same mistake that has happened before. For example, he must introduce a CCTV in inventory and cash areas. Second, Ahmad should invest in training the staff about ethics. By taking this action, Ahmad's staff should be more responsible and scared to do the wrong things. Lastly, Ahmad should improve his cash management. Every day he needs to bank in the cash he got so that it stays protected and untouched. Other than that, he also can place the money in the safe and only he has the key. Question number 2. During the review of the financial records, several issues were identified. So, I will list this issue and discuss how each one affect the accuracy of the financial statement. So, the first one is inventory are recorded before physical receipt. In financial statement, the total asset will be overstated because the good that does not exist is being counted to. So, number 2, lack of segregation in inventory duties. Having one staff member control all inventories function increase the risk of errors and fraud, reducing the reliability of inventory records. This because all the pressure and blame is put on him. Also, he needs to reconsider many things, so he is so exhausted and many errors occur. Number 3, missing inventory worth 8,000 ringgit not recorded. Failure to recognize the loss result in overstated inventory and profit and understand expenses. Number 4, obsolete inventory not written down to net realizable value, which is 12,000 ringgit. This overstated inventory and profit, violating the prudence principle. Number 5, return defective goods still recorded as inventory. Inventory is overstated because item no longer owned by the company remain in the records.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today I will be answering question 3, which asks what are the main business risks Ahmad should evaluate before expansion. There are 4 main business risks that Ahmad should evaluate before expansion. These risks are financial risk, operational risk, market risk, and ethical and professional risk. First, I will discuss about financial risk. One major financial risk is financial misstatement, which may arise due to incorrect inventory valuation. If inventory is not valued properly, the financial statements will be inaccurate. There is also a risk of missing stock and obsolete inventory that has not been written down to net realizable value. This causes assets to be overstated. In addition, cash shortage indicate weak financial control and can affect daily business operations. As a result, the financial misstatements may not reflect the true financial position of the business. Next, I will explain operational risk. Operational risk is significant due to weak internal controls and poor governance structures. There is no segregation of duties between inventory control and cash handling, which increases the risk of errors, fraud, and misuse of trust. This situation shows a lack of professional competence and due care, as management has failed to implement systems to protect assets and ensure reliable reporting. As the business expands to multiple locations, operational risk will increase and losses will become harder to detect. The third risk Ahmad should consider is market risk. Market risk arises from changing consumer preference and demand uncertainty. This is clearly shown by the presence of unsold fabric that has been held for nearly 18 months, indicating weak inventory planning and poor demand forecasting. Expanding into a new women's clothing line and opening more stores without sufficient market analysis may lead to unsold goods. This will result in low profitability, higher fixed costs, and inefficient use of resources. Strategically, poor alignment between expansion decisions and actual market conditions increase sustainability risk, especially when combined with a higher debt burden from bank financing. Lastly, the most critical risk Ahmad faces is ethical and professional risk. Ethical risk directly affects trust, accountability, and long-term sustainability. Ahmad may face a conflict between short-term business goals and long-term professionalism, especially when tempted to leave financial records unchanged to obtain funding. Ignoring discrepancies threatens core ethical principles such as integrity, professional behavior, and transparency. Ethical decisions should not be judged only based on legality, but also based on how reasonable and informed third party would view them.
Question 4. Good governance and strong internal controls are fundamental to reinforce Ahmad-style Standard & Berhad's expansion plan, particularly as the company prepares to expand its business and seek external financing. Effective governance are important to make sure that managerial decisions are made with transparency, accountability, and ethical responsibility. This will also boost the confidence of important stakeholders such as banks, suppliers, and customers. From the point of view of internal control system, the implementation of excellent internal control will reduce the risk involved in expansion. Ahmad needs to establish a proper segregation of duties to confirm that no single employee control all aspects of inventory or cash management. Duties such as receiving inventory, recording transactions, storing materials, and updating records should be assigned by different individuals. This significantly reduces misoperation of errors and help improve the financial information. From a strategic and long-term perspective, Ahmad-style Standard & Berhad will not have sustainable growth if the manipulation inside the business still happen. Accurate financial information is key for effective decision-making, proper budgeting, and successful duplication of system into new stocks. Strong internal control are also ensure comply with accounting standards and ethical principles to protect the company reputation. Overall, the integration of good governance and effective internal controls provide a positive support for Ahmad-style Standard & Berhad expansion. It reduces financial and operational risk, improves organizational discipline, and ensures that business growth is ethical, stable, and sustainable in the long term.
Question number 5. Identify the ethical dilemmas Ahmad faces. How should he respond based on religion, values, and the concept of Aadab? Ahmad faces several serious ethical dilemmas that challenge both his professional responsibilities and his religious values. The first ethical dilemma is the overstatement of inventory. Some goods are recorded before they are physically received, consignment stock is treated as company-owned, and defective items returned to suppliers remain in the records. If these errors are not corrected, the financial statement will mislead the bank and other stakeholders. This violates the principle of integrity. From the perspective of Aadab, knowingly allowing inaccurate records shows a lack of moral discipline and amanah. Therefore, Ahmad should correct the inventory records immediately, even if this delays loan approval. Another dilemma arises when Ahmad discovers 8,000 worth of missing fabric and realizes that inventory controls are weak, as only one staff member manages all inventory-related activities. Ignoring this issue would violate professional competence and UK. In line with Aadab, Ahmad should record the loss, conduct a fair investigation, and strengthen internal controls to protect the amanah entrusted to him. Ahmad also faces an ethical issue involving obsolete inventory that has not been sold for nearly 18 months. Since the fabric has lost its market value, failing to write it down to net realizable value (NRV) would overstate assets and profits. This violates integrity and accounting prudence. From an Aadab perspective, Ahmad should acknowledge the true condition of the business and write down the inventory despite the impact on profits. Further ethical concern arise from cash management. Ahmad discovers a cash shortage of 3,600 ringgit that is not properly recorded or investigated. As the same cashier handles cash, records sales, and prepares summarize, objectivity is compromised and the risk of fraud increase. Cash is also an amanah, so Ahmad should record the shortage, investigate independently, and improve cash controls. In addition, delayed banking, unsecure cash storage, and inconsistent bank reconciliation expose the business to unnecessary risk and show a lack of professional competence and UK. Aadab requires discipline and responsibility in managing entrusted resources, so these controls must be strengthened.
So, in conclusion, Ahmad should uphold honesty and accountability even if it slows his expansion plans. By correcting records, strengthening internal controls, and acting according to SCCA ethics and Islamic values, he preserves amanah, maintains public trust, and ensures that business growth is built on integrity rather than misleading figures.
My name is Nur Anishafia and I will present question C. If you were in Ahmad's position, what would you do? If I were in Ahmad's position, I would take a step back and remind myself that honesty has to come first before ambition. I know the temptation to leap for the sake of growth, especially if the company is growing well, but the right thing to do is to solve the problem first. First and foremost, I will ensure that financial statements reflect the actual state of the company. This involves recording the missing inventory, putting old and unsellable fabrics to their proper value, and deleting any defective or consignment items that are not actually from the business. And I would not ignore the cash shortage and I would investigate properly. It might render the company's performance a weaker, but at least it would be honest and open about their true and fair state. After correcting the financial, I will fix the internal control of the company. Based on the case, it appears that biggest issue is lack of supervision and segregation of duty. In order to overcome this, I will assign others to receive, record and monitor inventory. I will also install CCTV in the storage area and ensure all the cash from the daily sale deposited into the bank every day. And I will also insist that bank reconciliation is regularly prepared by someone who is not directly involved in cash handling. These measures are not overnight investment, but they will be the next step to restore trust and ensure that the issue does not repeat. Although this action would delay the expansion plan, the right decisions are far more important than making fast but unethical one. Submitting a loan application with inaccurate financial statement would not only be unethical, but it could ruin Ahmad's reputation if the truth was later revealed. However, from an Aadab perspective, every business decision should be taken with honesty, discipline, and fear of God. I prefer to grow slowly with integrity than grow quickly with dishonesty. In the final analysis, real success lies among barakah when it is founded on trust and transparency.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Engku Nur Azira binti Engku Muhammad Rusdan and I will be presenting on how the fear of God or taqwa plays an important role in ethical business decision making, especially in Ahmad's case. Taqwa refers to the fear and awareness of Allah in every action. In business, taqwa reminds Ahmad that he is accountable not only to people but also to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. This awareness guides him to make ethical decisions and to act honestly even when facing pressure. In Ahmad's case, taqwa advised him to tell the truth when preparing financial statements instead of manipulating numbers to obtain a bank loan. It also helps him uphold amanah in handling inventory, cash, and company resources. The fear of God encourages integrity and responsibility in all business matters. Taqwa helps Ahmad to realize that dishonest practices may bring short-term benefits, but it will give negative effect to the business in the long term. By practicing honesty and good adab, Ahmad earns the trust of stakeholders and ensures sustainable growth guided by strong moral and Islamic values.
Question 8. If I were in Ahmad's position, I would feel torn between the excitement of expanding the business and the guilt over the false financial record. The natural assignment of a founder to expand the businesses and seeing the vision to open new outlets. However, the heavy feeling of guilty is overshadow it. I will realize that the RM 300,000 loans is being applied under the false information. The emotional conflict I will feel is disappointment with deep sense. It is not just about the numbers, but it is realization that my internal systems may be lack of oversight and dishonesty among staff. I will feel conflict between short-term survival and long-term growth of the businesses. Other than that, I would also feel that proceeding with adjusted record will be a betrayal of the amanah that has been passed down by my father. I would feel that the profit I gain from inflated inventory or any unrecorded transaction will be lack of barakah. For me, Adab is the discipline of ourselves. Thus, achieving business's target through wrong ways will feel like a failure of that discipline. This pressure will give me a transformative experience. It made me realize that I can't lead to another phase if I can't even lead my own storage with integrity. I will feel that the true expansion needed is not the number of outlets, but the governance and ethical standards. At the end, I will feel a sense of resolve that it's better to delay the loan and fix the issue rather than build an empire on a stain of dishonesty.